twist story.
Dr. Amelia Carter, a brilliant trauma surgeon, expert in emergency medicine. Dr. Naomi Williams, a top epidemiologist, renowned for her work in vaccine research. Richard Collins, a wealthy white businessman with racial prejudice, dismissive of people of color. George Miller, a white man who suffers a sudden medical emergency at the airport. The airport terminal is bustling with activity. Announcements echo overhead as travelers hurry past, checking their phones, dragging luggage behind them. Among the crowd, two African American women sit quietly in the waiting area, Amelia Carter and Naomi Williams. They are dressed simply, blending in effortlessly. But despite their modest appearance, their eyes are sharp, their posture poised. Amelia glances at Naomi and smirks. Amelia: "We've come a long way, Naomi. Getting invited by the government for a top-tier vaccine project? That's something." Naomi chuckles, nodding. Naomi: "We've worked hard for it, Amelia. But no matter what, we always seem to run into prejudice along the way." They exchange knowing looks. They've faced it before. They'll face it again. Little do they know, their next encounter is moments away. A sudden commotion erupts near the seating area. A middle-aged white man, George Miller, collapses onto the floor, his body convulsing slightly before going still. Gasps fill the terminal. People back away, fearful and unsure of what to do. Woman bystander 1, "Oh my God, someone call 911. Man bystander 2, "Does anyone know CPR?" Amelia and Naomi immediately react. They drop their belongings and rush toward the man, their instincts taking over. Naomi kneels down and quickly checks George's pulse and breathing, while Amelia unzips her suitcase and pulls out a personal medical kit. Naomi: "Urgent, serious. His pulse is irregular, possible stroke or anaphylactic shock. We need to intervene now." Just as Amelia reaches for her epinephrine injector, a mocking voice interrupts. A tall white man, Richard Collins, steps in front of them, arms crossed, smirking. Richard, mocking: "And what exactly do you two think you're doing?" Three other bystanders nod in agreement, forming a barrier between Amelia, Naomi, and the injured man. Bystander 3: "Maybe we should wait for real help." Amelia and Naomi exchange frustrated glances. They have seen this before. Naomi firmly meets Richard's gaze. Naomi, calm but urgent: "We are doctors. This man needs immediate medical attention. If we don't act now, he might die." Richard bursts into laughter. Richard, mocking: "Doctors? You have got to be joking. What, you're interns? Maybe nursing assistants?" The bystanders snicker. Naomi remains composed, but Amelia takes a step forward, her voice cold and unwavering. Amelia, dead serious: "I stake my reputation and this man's life on what I'm doing. Now move aside." The authority in her voice wipes the smirk off Richard's face. He hesitates, then reluctantly steps aside. Amelia and Naomi spring into action. Amelia stabilizes the man's airway, checking for obstruction or swelling. Naomi swiftly preps an adrenaline injection, her hands steady, precise. Amelia assesses his neurological response, checking pupil dilation and limb reflexes. The onlookers fall silent. Their hands move with expert precision, faster than anyone expected. Bystander 1 whispers in awe. They know exactly what they're doing. Bystander 2 murmurs. They're so skilled. Within minutes, George's condition visibly improves. His breathing stabilizes. His eyelids flutter slightly. That's when the airport's emergency medical team arrives. A paramedic rushes forward, but Naomi speaks first, handing over a quick report. Naomi, calm, professional: "Patient was experiencing respiratory distress, likely anaphylaxis. Administered epinephrine. Airway is stable but needs further monitoring." The paramedic blinks, momentarily taken aback by their accuracy. Paramedic. Got it. We'll take over from here. The medical team carries George away, leaving Amelia and Naomi to pack up their gear. As they close their first aid kit, a small white card slips onto the floor. Richard picks it up. Richard flips over the business card, and his face drains of color. It reads, Dr. Naomi Williams, Maryland, Ph.D. Professor of Emergency Medicine and Neurology. His eyes widen. He turns to the other card in the kit. Dr. Amelia Carter, Maryland, Ph.D. Top government-appointed medical researcher. Richard stiffens. His hands shake. He had just mocked two of the most esteemed doctors in the country. But the final blow comes from the airport intercom. A loud announcement echoes throughout the terminal. Attention, Dr. Naomi Williams and Dr. Amelia Carter. Please report to the VIP lounge. I repeat, Dr. Naomi Williams and Dr. Amelia Carter, please proceed to the VIP lounge. Thank you. The entire crowd looks up. A bystander whispers in shock. Bystander 1, stammering. D doctors? VIP lounge? But isn't that reserved for government personnel? As if to answer, a security officer approaches. Security officer, polite but firm. Excuse me, are you Dr. Carter and Dr. Williams? Naomi nods. Naomi, yes, that's us. The officer smiles respectfully, gesturing toward a private corridor. Security officer, the government sent a team to pick you up, but they couldn't find you. Please follow me. Naomi and Amelia exchange an amused glance, then turn back to the crowd. Amelia, humble, apologetic. Sorry for the confusion. We got caught up in an emergency. Thank you for coming to find us. With that, they follow the officer, disappearing into the VIP section. The crowd is left stunned. Some look ashamed, others exchange guilty glances. Richard, still holding the business card, quickly pulls out his phone. His fingers tremble as he types their names into Google. Within seconds, his screen fills with news articles, awards, and research breakthroughs. Dr. Amelia Carter, the surgical prodigy behind life-saving trauma protocols. Dr. Naomi Williams, the lead researcher behind the breakthrough vaccine. Two of the country's most brilliant minds honored for their contributions to medicine. His face turns ghostly pale. He had mocked the very women responsible for saving thousands, maybe millions of lives. The next day, news headlines explode. Acclaimed doctors mocked and blocked from saving a life at airport. Lesson in Prejudice, how racial bias almost cost a man his life. Never judge a book by its cover. This incident became a stark reminder. Racism and prejudice can cost lives. Judging someone by their appearance can lead to grave mistakes. Greatness doesn't always come in a suit and tie. Sometimes it walks quietly in plain clothes until the moment it's needed. And in that moment, the ones you underestimated might just be the ones who save your life. Would you have reacted differently in this situation? Have you ever misjudged someone based on appearances? Share your thoughts below. Let's talk about it.